Welcome back, guys, to Trails of Cold Steel 4, where last episode, after upgrading Elisa's order and playing Unit a game of tennis in which she confessed after a victory, we moved over to Alster to take part in our last known quest, meeting with Kai and Tilia and learning of the town's impending evacuation, but working out that things were being manipulated as we learned of Wad's plot, using the cursed Mayor Maffin to get hold of the town which he intended to raze to the ground. With archaisms unleashed and Wad's making his escape, we gave chase. Having already called in backup, he'd arrived just in time as Wad's held a gun to a child's head, with our brace of friends coming to the rescue, and Hugo Kleist showing up to reprimand his subordinate, acting outside of the company's orders, bringing an end to his goals, as we now check out the town once again, before starting our journey to Crossbell. Yes! Another sweep to do! Why wouldn't there be an extra sweep? Because basically everything, the entire situation's changed with the town. So everyone here's going to have new dialogue, right? So let's go sweepy sweepy! I jumped in my car as soon as I heard about this, but I still didn't make it in time. But it looks like you guys all handled everything just fine about me, at least. Thankfully, yes. It's good to see you again, Inspector Reiner. We had a little trouble on the way, but we managed to throw a wrench into their plans. To think that the government and the IDF were colluding to take over Alster, and that they nearly succeeded. It's probably something that could only have happened because of the state the world's in. This is exactly the sort of thing the Government Accountability Inspectorate exists to stop. Thanks for the help, guys. We should be the ones thanking you. If we hadn't gotten word from you when we did, Wads would probably have gone away scot-free. I'm glad to hear that. It really makes my job feel worthwhile. As long as we don't give up, we can expose any corruption in the government. I'll keep at it and help make Erebonia a better place to live for everyone. Like, Wads getting away with it the way he has, though, it's kind of mental. Oh, I've just a suspension when I put all these combat robots that could kill people into a town and was basically razing it to the ground. Okay, time for my big meeting with Hugo Kleist. I can't wait to find out what he knows. I have so many questions. That was a big quest. A long quest. It made the original time I thought it would take about the original time. Wasn't expecting that. Right, we've got a silver bell here from Mirage Arts, but I'm pretty sure we picked up an astral bell recently, which has the extra Mirage Art damage up. So maybe it'd be good to switch that on to super fast. What bells have Emma got currently? No favoritism. Makes you wonder. So she hasn't got any faster bells actually, at all. Recurry is the one that can be switched out, if anything. Right, we got the Holy Bell as well, which has Cross Crusade on it. Which is kind of tasty. 2 steel bells we picked up, too. So if someone's cranking out some earth spells, we got a lot of that. Oh, what spells to do? Megalith Fall? Where's Eustace? Much better. Anyone has Megalith Fall? So you have Gravian Hammer instead, okay. Definitely give some people some changes there. So you got a hit gem, you got EP cut 2 as well. Shall I give you the Holy Bell? You've already got Cross Crusade and all. You got the Epic Bell. Let's give Elisa that bell then. Holy Bell it is. We've got an Earth Bell if we need it. If anyone else wants to become a caster for me. Luckily we got 2 of them. Bells! Tons of bells! Right, well, let's start scanning stuff. Oh, you're still here. Should you be? I know you said you needed to head out. Estelle said she wanted a little more time here. Who knows when we'll get to the Alster again? I just want to drink it all in. By the way, Reen, how do you know Kai and Tilia? We met back during the Civil War. We were dropping off some supplies and things got a little out of hand. You guys are always coming to our rescue. I just feel kind of bad that we don't have any way to repay you. Seeing your smiling face is more than thanks enough, Tilia. She's right. I'm just glad to see that you and Kai are happy and healthy. I'm sure everyone feels the same. You're all so nice. You know, it's not just Toby. You're all like cool heroes out of a storybook. So I'll always be there to cheer you on. Ah, you're gonna make me blush. Thanks, Tilia. I can't think of any better encouragement than that. didn't know until recently, but Ulster's actually Olivier's hometown. It seems like that's got the mayor all in a tizzy and messing everything up. As much as I'd like to, I know I can't just ignore the crazy going on. I try to put out as many fires as I can before I leave. Well, I'll try to. Kind of like really messes me up switching between Oliver and Olivier at this point in time now. The 3rd division on-site inspection seems to be almost over. Well, that being said, it seems it'll still be a while before peace really returns to this town. Perhaps we should consider ourselves lucky that we stopped it for now. Thank you so much. I'm still a little worried about the mayor, but right now I need to focus on tidying up. Things will be fine, I know it. I mean, we've always managed to get back on our feet before, right? I believe. Our cast of characters all mixing here. There should be a chicken randomly part of the conversation. Gotta say, Kai, you've gotten a lot better at your old arts. That means a lot coming from you, Toval. Thank you. I've been training whenever I get the chance. I want to get strong enough to protect Tilia all on my own. I see. You're pretty level-headed even back then, but it looks like you've only grown more dependable since. Agreed, but honestly, I never expected you to start using arts. Did Toval teach you? He did. He's been giving me lessons whenever he passes through town. Yeah, I mean, I noticed he had a knack for it back when we got into trouble with the artifacts, so I figured why not? And maybe it's because he's getting better as an engineer, but the kid knows his way around an Orban. He might be teaching me before long. I don't know about that. Seriously, I imagine you're already good enough to take on most of the monsters on this highway. But remember, fighting to protect someone is very different than fighting for yourself. Keep up your training. I got the feeling something was up when Kai and Tilia reached out to me for help. I'm sorry I couldn't head over right away. I really owe you for this. Still, also still getting hit with disaster after disaster. But we should keep a closer eye on the place, if only for His Highness's sake. With everything else going on. Yep. I owe so much to Joshua and Estelle for saving me from that artifact. They came to my rescue when I was under that ring's spell. I'll never forget the kindness of those who've helped me. It goes for you guys too. You helped save the town from those Jaeger dropouts ring. And you saved us this time too. I can't imagine what would have happened without your help. Thanks again. You're a professional being saved, man. Professionals being saved, people. When we first came to Ulster when we were investigating the artifact case with Toval. That's when we first met Kai and Tilia. But this is not the way I imagined we'd meet them again. In the midst of battle. I'm assuming everyone else's dialogue changed. Yeah, they've moved positions and everything. I heard from some soldiers that something called an archaism was rampaging through town. How the heck is any of this for Ulster's sake? You can't blame me for being mad at the mayor, can you? No, everyone should be really mad with the mayor. Yes, he's cursed. That's not the point. He should literally be stripped of his position. Curse or not, he can't be trusted right now. So strip him of his position. Maybe he can take it up later, but he's old anyway. Maybe it's time for him to be succeeded. The town's in a real pickle. This is all the mayor's doing, right? I can't believe it. Even Granny's furious. Yeah, everyone should be. No one should be happy with that dude. I'll be helping with the cleanup around Alster. When things have gotten this bad, well, it's perfectly understandable if everyone's feeling down. We were just about to lose our hometown without ever knowing what was truly going on. I'm glad that Sandy was spared having to witness such a sight. That was the reason we were able to protect this town, the home of Ariel, Prince Oliver, and my own daughter. The mayor deceived us. That was a huge shock, of course. At a time like this, when people here are being drafted and the war's about to start, right now we all just have to do what we can to get by, I guess. I know what you're trying to say, like Ash is being cursed too, and he shot the king, and you forgive him. It's different. We've got him under control, and we broke him out of the curse. That guy is most likely still under the curse. He should not be in control of things. Like Wads. All I have done is think about my country and my town. I never wanted this. Never. I made such a terrible mistake. Yeah, well, suck on it for a bit. I don't know. Get him, Pearl. Hiss. Scratch. The distillery suffered some damage. Several casks and bottles ended up cracked and even shattered. Speaking of which, I have some tidying up to do. Tasting? Miriam and I took a look at the distillery just now. It was pretty much spared from any major damage. Luckily, it looks like it wasn't affected by the impact from before. All in all, we actually got off pretty unscathed. We should be able to restart production relatively quickly. Gotta keep the alcohol flowing. As you can see, the distillery suffers some damage. Even Uni can't calm down. She normally always has her wits about her. Anyways, the best thing I could do is just push on through the cleanup. We need to get back on our feet as soon as possible, you know? It's like, I'm surprised that Alan's still part of the army, despite being actively under the curse and people knowing it. And stuff like that. He was never taken out of his rank. Still in control of people. Of course, I know he's changed position and all that. It's just mental. When people know, like, oh, this guy's under a curse. Not to, like, try and sideline them. At least a bit. Oh, make yourself to know. No matter how many times we thank you, it will never be enough. I'm so grateful for you coming to our lot's aid like this. And those braces. They're the same ones that helped Quintilia a few years back, aren't they? What would we do without all of you lovely people? No, that's the truth. I'd always thought of the mayor as someone who truly cared about Erebonia and Ulster most of all. But I think that in the end, he stooped to throwing his lot with such a nasty scheme. Well, who am I to judge? I bought the whole story too. Lot's probably back up with his sheep then. Hey, Hugo. Yeah, that got wrecked. Hugo, what are you doing here? Where else would I be? I'm the man in charge. I've already implemented sweeping policy changes at the trading company and began a hunt for other similar incidents. Everything should be resolved by tomorrow. Wow, you act fast. And what about that sales manager? He's been wasting away under the influence of the curse for so long that he's still feeling very weak. I've had him hospitalized in Heimdall under Herman's escort. I'm relieved to hear that. Fortunately, there is some good to be wrought out of all this bad. This unfortunate misadventure taught me that an unwavering focus on profit and efficiency does not a good manager make. It's something for me to keep in mind as I revise my company's policies. Probably a good call. Have you considered telling Becky about this new breakthrough of yours, or several of the big games companies out there that publish games? You must be joking. They'd never believe it. But I will try to put things right there, one way or another. Becca's not the only person I need to make amends to. Imagine I'll be busy for a while tidying up Waz's mess and restructuring my company. I will repay you in due course. Lieutenant General Zex told us we need to handle this strictly but without any force. Well, we intend to fulfill our duty. I just wish we could have stopped it beforehand. I don't expect anything on this scale. Plastico can expect some tough legal action taken against them. But if conflict breaks out, that will be the least of our worries. Will it though? Many people are watching over Alster. I really felt that today more than ever. I'm even thinking of secretly praying for Adius to grant her blessings to that Waz fellow. Why do you have to do it in secret? If you want to do it, do it. Oh, it's you! You've done so much for us throughout this ordeal. I cannot thank you enough. Not only did I fail to notice the danger approaching Ulster, but I nearly led the town into damnation. The mayor seems to feel great remorse for his mistakes. I think this means he'll finally listen to what we have to say. Maybe he's curse broken. I'm planning on paying a visit to the mayor right after I finish my report to the High Seat. There's also our promise. I think the mayor might remember it now. But even again, if I were the mayor and I'd been cursed and I'd kind of come out the end of it, I'd definitely resign. So that's the other way of it. I'd definitely resign. I'd be trying to do all I can to help, but I wouldn't hold the position anymore. How is you? Please let me thank you as someone who lives here. And about the mayor, well, let's just say we've had our differences. Not all of them can be overlooked so easily either. At least the area around the memorial is still intact. That's something to be thankful for. Well, it didn't really need to be raised. It was kind of flat. Already? There were things scheduled to be raised first. And Ash shouldn't be in Class 7 anymore. Yeah, but everyone else forced him to be in Class 7. Ash essentially did try to resign. The rest of Class 7 said, nah. I don't think that's the sentiment of most of the townsfolk now that we've talked to them. Can you think of an effective replacement for the mayor? Oh, definitely Kai. There's still some youth. I'm all about the youth. Get rid of the oldies. The sheep toy the Papa's got me back. Got me's back, yeah. I'll make sure to thank the girls who helped me look for it and the boy who found it. I'm never going to lose it again. I mean, you never know when you might just randomly get attacked. So, try not to. Well, that's everywhere because Kind Tilly's home don't have anyone in it, does it? Put the sheep in charge? Great idea. Sweeping policy changes. That's what it'll do. New ideas. New life. Pick up these barrels, dog. Gabriel. Right, so that should be everything. So up we go for our last event. Now who do we choose? Crow, Ash, Duvalie. I mean, Duvalie's probably no, because I should choose a boy. And everyone wants me to pick Crow, so I need to pick Ash. Good idea! Every so often I give the people what they want. Begrudgingly. All the preparations are taken care of, so why don't we head out once we have some time? And if you're heading down to take care of anything, just let me know, okay? What kind of businesses do you have to take care of? I have to admit, I'm curious. I'll give the people what they want. Well, if I go with you, Crow, we're going to be out there fighting together, so I want to make sure you're firing all cylinders. Green. Keep in mind, it's not the fun kind of errand. It might be a good opportunity, though. I know they've been on your mind, after all. Ooh. Well, you'll figure it out soon enough. Alright, hurry up and get ready. Then, I'll be waiting here. They've been on your mind, have they? Once Ring was ready, they set off from the Courageous 2, the two Divine Knights. They decided to visit various regions to help Crow with his tasks. Is it churches? The Cathedral of St. Ark? What does he need to do here? There she is, just like I heard. Sorry, but can you wait a bit? Helios, please find a way to forgive my grandson Michael. He doesn't absolve his crime, but he was truly concerned for this country. I just pray that he can rest in peace. I pray for the same. Huh? What was that? Ah, these are his... Michael! Is it okay to have just handed those over? I'm in no position to be forgiven, so on to the next. Michael, where have I... Come on, Reem. You're worse than me. Damn fools, a lot of them getting into this whole war. Red Constellation, Nihon, and even the former Northern Jaegers. What a mess. If only the boss and everyone could have... I'm sorry I couldn't get revenge. Huh? But it's good you survived. Take care of yourself, yeah? That's what he would have wanted. Vulcan? Is this the boss's tag? Hey, you! Right then, just gotta wait for someone to get in touch now. Sure. I've pieced it together now, Crow. This is about them, isn't it? After returning to Valimar, Reen and the others received an unexpected message. George! Hey Reen, I should have known you'd get involved in this too. After I heard from Crow, I thought this might be a good time to reach out. Good thing you're still using your old number. So does this mean you found her? Yep. You're gonna have to make do with a voice call though. Here, I'll patch you through. Hello? Can you hear me alright? It's her. Good to hear from you again, Scarlet. Same here, C. Crow. Sorry, still getting used to that. I never thought we'd get a chance to talk again. As for Reen, I guess we haven't spoken in a while either. Not since Berehard. I'm glad you're alright. I thought you'd still be locked up somewhere in Kreuzton. What can I say? This is business as usual for me. Right now I'm operating outside the Empire on board a Merkaba. You mean there's a Grosritter? Apparently, Eustace flexed his influence to have her released into protective custody. The church took her past as a squire into account and allowed her to work as a kind of penance for her role in the Civil War. Wow, Eustace really came through. Can't imagine us all footsies and tea parties, you being a former terrorist and all. It was pretty tough at first, but it's better now. Father Wazy and that bold knight are actually pretty reasonable when you sit down and talk to them. Some of the recruits here joined up around the same time as me, and there are interesting people here, so I'm not bored at all. That's great. I'm glad to know you're doing alright. I won't pretend I wasn't a little discouraged when I found out Osborne had survived, but I was able to get past that and find a new path forward thanks to all of you. You have my gratitude. Right. Crow, I heard all about what you've been doing. Let's both do our best, not for revenge, but for them, and for the world too. Of course. Let's do this thing right. So those people that we saw back there, were they really related to those in the ILF? Yeah, doing that's always been on my mind ever since I got my memories back. It's the least I can do to make up to the pals who went to get headed with me. I managed to find some people who knew Vulcan and Gideon, so I decided to go forward with it. I see. I have to say I'm surprised that the church took her in. Now that other guy, he must have had a lot of things on his mind. Well, in any case, it feels like I'm tying up some loose ends. Don't have to worry about it anymore in my final moments. Crow. No, I guess it's more like this is just the beginning, isn't it? They're back! Reen! Crow! Sheesh, where exactly did you two wander off to? Zoa, Angelica. There's always a place and people to return to, even for us. For everyone's sake, including those who died, it's not over yet. We have to see it through to the end and make it back alive, no matter what. I guess you're right. First, there's the coming rivalry. We have to succeed. I'm counting on you, partner. Right. They're a duo, very much in it together. Afterward, they were met by Tora and Angelica and made it back safely to the Courageous. Once the Divine Knights were on board, they again set off. Your bond with Crow is strengthened. 5 stars! We can't just let it go. Guess that's true. We've got the rivalry first. We've got to win. Let's do this. How you doing, Ord? You and Crow really do trust one another, don't you? I must thank you once more for staying with him. With the birds. With the birds. And so, that seems to be it. The sweep is complete. And now we move onwards to Crossbell.
Welcome.
Welcome. Any more slots for me to upgrade on anyone? I mean, I probably should do a little bit more here. When I've got people with like several unupgraded slots. It's probably not a bad idea for me to just, when there's, people with 3 hanging around. Oh, I'm nearly out of fire, Sepith. Oh, Bacchus, what's up?
Be well. Welcome.
Right, who's going where then? That's the question. Crossbell. So, what I'd imagine we end up taking, actually, is if I had to make a bet, obviously Una. Una. I mean, Marcus has been forced before. We'll find out when we get there. I'm not even going to try to make this, like, deduction. People. People have to go. Oh, yeah, Eustace. Yeah, that makes sense.
How did everything go?
Oh!
I knew you could do it.
Academy grade is increased to rising up.
This is for you. Please, take it.
Gold Wing Lion Medal. We're also now only 21 points away from A0.
I see. Good work, everyone.
21.
Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Right, so that should be all my quests done. What is the attachment we just got? Strength, defense, ATS, ADF plus 50, break damage plus 50%. Nah. I don't know. Yeah. Wasn't as good as I was hoping. Right, so, oh no, I've got these free samples here I've downloaded. They were free! I don't know what's in them yet. I haven't opened them. Anyway, I guess that's it. Time to move out, move on, see what's next. Go, go, go. Oh yeah, but definitely Duvali as well. After all, it's a master we're going to face. The loop is complete. There didn't seem to be any more quests. All my quests were completed. How many quests did I actually have this? I had 6 quests. We have not found a book, but we did get that extra recipe thanks to looking around for those attachments. No books as of yet, but Crossbell's still to come, so you can only bet there may be more. I don't know what happened in Ulster. It sounded truly terrible. Who could have anticipated that the influence of the Great Twilight would have caused this? We may have underestimated the situation. And I need to thank you. Really managed it with everyone's help. I just really hope that the people of Ulster will be able to recover soon. I do as well. Thank you, Reen. I've got to say though, after having to stay undercover the last time we were here, I'm looking forward to going back. Just being able to walk around town in the open again is going to be pretty sweet. I know the feeling all too well. Being dead is quite inconvenient. Head to the Stellar Sanctuary. We're going straight there, are we? We're not going to Crossbell? We're going to Crossbell, but the outskirts of Crossbell. Crossbell? If you head to the Stellar Sanctuary in Crossbell, the main story will progress. Please note the quests and sub-events you have yet to complete will disappear. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did the sweep. There's no exclamation marks anywhere. Missed everything. The Courageous 2 set course for Crossbell. It navigated carefully to stay out of sight of the Air Force before finally reaching the wetlands. Eastern Crossbell Province, skies above the 7 wetlands. We need stealth. There it is. That's it, right? A bit of light, the same as in Hamel. Yeah, there's no mistaking it. So the Stellar Sanctuary is below it then, wherein my lord awaits. Just as we thought, there don't seem to be any Gargantua-class ships nearby. Right, they're certain to be focusing the bulk of their military strength towards Calvert, which makes us our best chance to land. All hands prepare.
No, I suspect it will not be that easy.
Professor Schmidt? What do you mean by that?
Just now, this ship was detected by a directional radar. They are lying in wait for us. They know we are coming.
There's an optic response coming from the north. Is an enemy attack? No, wait. Isn't that the same type of beam we saw the Gargantua using? That's a magic barrier oscillation beam. Judging from its origin point, could it be... Identify. At least, Your Highness. Let me guess. The tower? Activating wide range radar. Identifying firing location. Putting the image on screen. Who'd have guessed? That's... Orcus Tower. Why there?
Hey, you guys! Do you read me?
Ah. Yona. And Lloyd too.
Do you guys know what's going on with that beam coming out of the tower?
Come to the SSS building quick. Security around the area is sparse right now.
We can see Cop again. Had to be from the tower, it was high up. Also, it's where the Governor General is. Why there is a silly question. Reen and the others arrived at the field exercise camp off Ursula Road without being spotted. They decided to rendezvous with their allies at the Special Support Section HQ. I can't believe we managed to sneak this many people inside. Looks like their security really has gone slack. I mean, it's a wide open hole if that many people got inside. Yeah, my doubts about us being taken off the wanted list, but here we are. It sure is a relief to see you guys again after all this time. Yeah, the intelligence division's not so hot on keeping tabs way out here. It just goes to show how close the war is. That said, those barrier generators are something else. I had no idea they'd been in the works. I remember them announcing some kind of experimental new defense system a while back. This would be what that was all about. They're essentially a confluence of both magic and science. It's different from the magic we know in the Empire. If anything, I'd say it's closer to the alchemy practiced here in Crossbell. They feel kind of like the barrier I made with Demi-August too. Except not nearly as big. Still, they seem pretty good at protecting smaller areas. Jeez, what is Bell thinking? That workshop's putting out even higher quality stuff than before. Something like this could change the face of war all on its own. Yeah, no doubt about that. Either way, we're going to have to shut all this down. Otherwise we won't even get a chance to carry out this rivalry before the war begins. Right, we have to keep our own goal in mind. The tower's still surrounded by the Imperial Defense Force though, and there's a barrier stopping us from dropping in on it from above. In that case, how about we go in from underground? We could probably get in through the geofront. The geofront does have basement levels that connect to the tower. Yeah, but it's not like we can waltz in there. They've got military police patrolling the place around the clock. Oh, that stinks. Nihon thought I'd come up with a good plan for once. Actually, I think you have the right idea. Storming the place head on is a no-go, as long as those Zalba sawdust are on watch. Going through the basement just might be the easier option. In that case, we just need to create a diversion to draw the MPs away. It's gonna have to be something big to distract them all long enough for us to sneak in. You know, the Bobcat is on its way here, with Team LaBelle's bracer support too. Those extra numbers could give us some more options. Hey, how about we try what Yuna and the others did last time? You know, when you did a performance to lure away that old rich guy? Oh yeah, that was... Wait, hold on a second. You mean that thing that happened with Marcus Ballard in Sutherland? How do you know about that? Your power allowed you to see it, am I right? Yeah, the Spirit Vein showed it to me in a vision. It was only for a second, so I didn't really get what was going on, but it looked like fun! That ability of yours sure is wild. Yeah, it's like, can you just, like, randomly, she has a flash of a vision and it's me sitting on the bog. Well, she's only been able to do it since the Great Twilight began, so it's probably a temporary thing. Using a performance as a diversion doesn't sound like a bad plan. Especially not with a professional artiste on our side. And not just any artist. One of the most up-and-coming members of Ciel. Ciel. Who? Me? Ciel's really popular around Crossbell, right? Yeah, everyone's been really bummed out that they're not putting on any shows. Neither of their star players are in any condition to dance right now. We still have Sully Trade, forerunner of the troop's second generation. Ciel's star-studded comeback. I like it. It's a pretty good angle. Hold on a minute. We can't do the show without Ilya. A ton of our stagehands are taking time off too. We'd never be able to put something together on such short notice. That shouldn't be a problem. We've got a pretty extensive network of friends to ask for help from in times like these. I bet they'd be more than willing to lend us a hand or 2 or 10. Besides, Sherazade already practiced the part of you, didn't she? Oh, yeah, she did. Fun. I thought she was an A-rank bracer. Apparently she was a professional dancer before joining the guild. Oh, chicks got in that, I can dig it. The Bracer Guild doesn't give A ranks for nothing. She must be more than physically adequate. Laura. More than physically adequate sounds like an insult, weirdly. We can probably get Estelle on board too. Of course, all this depends on whether Sully agrees to take the lead. I mean, I'm sure they'd be able to keep up with me, but, I mean, me, the lead. You'll be fine, I know you can do it. Please consider it. We may not be able to get into the tower otherwise. Okay, fine, I'll do it already. Great, sounds like a plan. Wow, I can Ciel back in action. I can't wait. Don't get too comfortable. This ain't a school festival we're putting on here. Not this time. We better get to work right away. There's only 3 days left until D-Day. We should start by recruiting stagehands and getting rehearsals underway. Don't forget publicity. We need this to feel like a big deal. Right, it'll need to be enough of a spectacle to distract the military, police, and Imperial Defense Force too. Leave that to me. The Crossbell news service is at your, well, service. We may need to cut some corners to get the next edition out in time, but we'll do what we can. And I'll put the word out on the Orbital Network. That should build a little hype.
Well, since we're all pitching in, why don't I pull a couple of strings on my end as well?
What the? Cow? Or sow?
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ashen Chevalier.
And as always, it's a pleasure to see you again, Ellie.
You must be the young Hayway executive I've heard so much about. What's going on? Zin's here too? That's where I can see him, White Orchid Dragon. I heard about your little run-in with Uni and Mademoiselle... Yes, what's your deal?
Oh, please. My contract with the Governor General's office is long since over. There's no need to be so suspicious. This time around, I'd like the honor of assisting you in your endeavors.
Listen, pal. I don't know who you are, but I know shitty types like you when I see them. You never do anything just out of the goodness of your heart. What's your syndicate's stake in this?
The end of the world would be the end of Hayway. It's as simple as that. Even so, I've brought you a little something extra, as a show of good faith.
This is the Almighty Conflagration. And... Father!
My agents were able to capture this image shortly before the generator went online. Shall we begin devising our plan now? If you'd like to reach them, we'd best start soon.
They're the guards of the generator? Fun! Sometime later, Estelle, Sherazade, and the rest of their friends arrived from Erebonia. Everyone else on board the Courageous 2 was willing to help touch down soon after. What genre have we got going on here? Lute harmonica, electric guitar, drums? It's gotta be prog, right? Well, it's shaping up to be a real full-scale operation. You said it. I can't believe Ali offered to sing. Not to mention Prince Oliver, Mint, and the entire Modern Music Club on accompaniment. And then we have Tita helping out with staging. So Elisa and Princess Alphin are pitching in all over the place too. Plus we have Angelica and Doobly standing by in case anything goes wrong. And they're directing the musicians and Crow the performers. I know Crow thinks otherwise, but this really does feel just like our little concert from back then. Right, well, Crow aside, I ain't never seen anyone as demanding as Elliot when it comes to striking a tune. Everybody's helping out, even Hayway. I didn't see that one coming. Cooperating with them wasn't an easy pill to swallow. There's definitely something they're not telling us. We should let our guard down around them. True, but I think they're sincere in their desire to save the world, if nothing else. I believe they will continue to help us for as long as it remains beneficial to them. At least they're giving us good intel. Like the warning about who we'd have to face on our way to fight Aryan Road. The conflagration is no surprise, but my father. It's almost as though he's following in the footsteps of our ancestors. Laura, as a second in command of the Eisenritter. Indeed, the Great Twilight must be taking advantage of that connection. Nevertheless, this is for the best. We'll find no stronger test of our mettle than them. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Okay, all that's left is to round up whatever intel we still can and prepare for tomorrow's performance. After that, we can figure out which of us will take part in the infiltration. I believe Laura's participation is a given, but I would like to offer my sword as well. The Alster and Vander schools have long grown side by side after all. It may be presumptuous to consider myself a suitable representative. Not at all. It would be my pleasure. Marcus and Sharon need to come along too. Right, I've been to Orcus Tower on inspections a ton of times. I know like the back of my hand. And I was periodically called upon at the Governor General's behest during my time of Ouroboros. You may leave the particulars of the thaumaturgical sector to me. Thanks, Sharon. We appreciate it. Elise and the others are standing by Retiro at the SSS building. Everyone else is either helping set up for tomorrow or gathering more info around town. Let's take one last look around ourselves. We can come see Elliot once we're all set to go. Alright, let's get moving.
Becky and Espen are having a baby! I can't believe
Good
it.
news.
I'm feeling like weirdly emotional. I'm feeling all like teary. I'm so happy.
Becca's friends are having a kid. They've just made the announcement, so Becca had to come in and say,
Having a baby!
don't headbutt yourself on my thing!
Yay!
Cool. Give them my congrats then. That's the thing. I didn't know if Becca would be so happy about that kind of thing, but she seems really, really happy about it. Yeah, she was a bit cryy. At least she waited just a little bit longer before the end of the talking. Been ambushed. That's good news. Oh, also it says that multiple people are going, but that seems to be tomorrow by the look of things. But we could build. Well, we have to take Una, so it'll be like that. And then you say Sharon, do you? But you see, like, this massive lack of spellcasters we've got in this group. It's kind of abhorrent. But we don't need to take them right now. Like, just in case we get into any battle, we need to take Muse. To be honest, I'd rather take Elisa right now than Machias. But then I'm only with one guy again. And then Ash has a better order. Sounds like Kurt's going tomorrow, so I'll take Ash for now. Do I really need spellcasters? Yes, they cast spells. It's all good. So let's begin our sweep of Crossbell. Becca's not going to be an auntie, but it's a friend, not a relative, but still. It's news. It's news. Anyway, let's continue on with the game after Becca went off on one. Hey everyone, how are things going? Well, somehow I end up in charge of all our management decisions. I guess auntie's a title that gets bestowed rather than relative nowadays. Oh really? Sounds like a lot of work. Basically made her our producers. She'll be handling everything from our advertising to theatre security. I'm sorry again to have put this all on you. We're just so short-staffed at the moment. No, don't worry about it at all. I've got plenty of reference material from the last production to work off of. There's a rough stage plan and we'll only be using part of the set anyway. Even on short notice, I should be able to make this work. You might have known you'd rise to the occasion. You guiding us, there's no way we'll fail. Isn't she the best? And so adorable. Adorable. And don't sweat the advertising. I can spread the word with the best of them. Rex, Grace and I are already whipping up some plans to reach as many people as possible. As soon as we're done here, I'll run right off and make sure it gets some airtime on Imperial Chronicle Radio. Oh, the radio. I'm really getting hyped for this. Yeah, it's finally starting to feel like we can really pull it off. Phoebe, Toa, Manager Barsam, we're all counting on you. We won't let you down. You guys stay sharp too. Tomorrow's the big day. I have a feeling things are going to go just fine. Now, remember, we have like all of Crossbell to sweep, which is a massive amount of Crossbell. So let's get to work. That's a rough stage plan, and we'll only be using part of the set anyway. I think it's pretty doable, even on short notice. Producer, that's a major task, but I'll do my best to handle it. Also,
My turn.
no,
Yes!
no,
All right!
alright. The Radiant Wings folks are doing a fantastic job. I vow my role as manager of this theatre that I'll do what I can and support Miss Herschel as well. If you want something advertised to a wide audience, well, I'm your girl. Sign the paper, I can get you a broadcast on our radio channel. We're going to make art and Ciel the hot topic that everyone and their grandma gets hyped for. I'm pretty sure they already are by the sound of it. But yeah, I get ya. Right, why is my key event to return to the theatre? What happens if I leave the theatre? Wait, so I'm supposed to go everywhere first and then come back? I'm confused. But now it's loading a cutscene. No, it's not. Okay, so the move on thing is actually in the theatre. You can avoid swooping Crossbell if you want. However, literally we know that to be lies. 100% that's lies. Not like gonna let Randy walk the streets? Nah, Randy was an option first of all. Plus Randy's probably in a seedy bar right now anyway, so it's fine. You wouldn't want to tie Randy down. Let Randy do what Randy wants to do. Greetings all. Good to see ya. Oh, that costume suits you to a T, Your Highness. We can actually see that he's got his eye permanently closed by the look of it. Does make you a little, how can I put this? Shady. Well, that suits him. I prefer the term alluringly enigmatic, yes. It's always a treat to hear you perform on the lute, Your Highness. Oh, I didn't know you played the harmonica, Joshua. That looks like a pretty old one, too. Yeah, well, this belonged to my sister. I must have been holding on to it for 10 years now. She taught me how to play The Whereabouts of Light on it. The song always makes me think of her. The Whereabouts of Light? I always thought the song sounded familiar. Ash. Well, good luck, or break a leg or whatever. Try not to screw things up and get Elliot on your case. Sure, I think we can handle that. Brace yourselves for wonderment. Ash literally has family. It's the weirdest thing. He's, of course, lost his parents, then lost his other parent. But I'm pretty 100% sure that Joshua would 100% want to be Ash's family from here on out. Which means that then he's got the whole bright side of things. Ash has a literally multiple transplant families again at this point. I think that a time would come when Estelle and Cheryl would trip the light fantastic upon the same stage. But now, my dear Joshua, will we sit idly by and be so thoroughly outdanced, or will we take the stage and put on a show of our own? Well, this brings back memories. It does indeed. Hit on him. I think that a time would come. Come here, my dear Joshua. Let's talk to Crow. How's the score coming, Maestro? Not bad. Sunny and I have already decided on the program and which songs to include. Now it's just a matter of working out how best to arrange them. You've got flutes, harmonicas, lutes, guitars, violins. Sheesh, variety to spice the life and all, but there's such a thing as too spicy. Maybe, but I like to think an ensemble like this can create its own unique harmony. By the way, it turns out Fiona, Bridget, and Instructor Mary will all be able to help out with our performance. Those three can play pretty much anything, so I'll get them to fill in any empty slots. I think they'll really help out. But now I want to hear the different sections perform and get a feel for how they all could come together. I'd be grateful if you could join me, Crow, just in case I miss anything. I'll get my eyes and ears ready. I imagine you two will be able to tackle anything that might come up. The rest of us are going to head out. The stage where the characters clash. Let's see what they got. But if there'd be more time, all of the characters would have better costumes. Oh well. I love how, teeny it is in a way as well. There's Rex up there. But, of course, there's just girls on stage. Of course Rex will be up there. It's just well, what do we do to get into the governmental building? Highly guarded by lots of military personnel. That's off! Or something like that, you know what I mean? I know we did it once, but still. For this situation, for this to be the solution, it's just kind of yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Do, re, mi, fa. Oh, you're quite the singer. I didn't even do it right. I kind of wish we could invite you to join the troupe full time. Hear that, Ali? Always said you had potential. And now you've got the mysterious songstress herself backing it up. Listening to you now, it's hard to believe you're the same girl who needed to express more emotion in her singing back in her art class. It just goes to show she's grown since then. I don't really feel like I've grown, to be honest. I'm just trying my best not to bring down the rest of the chorus. It's as much for Kia, Ren, and Valerie as it is for me. I know you're under a lot of pressure, but we're all here for you. Yeah, go show them what you can do, little bunny. I do feel like I understand the concept of emotion much more than I did in the past. I don't know how much of that can be reflected in the chorus, but I will do my very best. You just leave it to me. Working with fresh talent is so exciting. So many new harmonies to be discovered. Estelle Sherazade, how the dance is shaping up. It's hard work, but I think things should work out just fine. There's not so much pressure on me since I'm just a backup dancer this time around. Cher and Sully are the real stars of this show. You used to have a troupe of your own, didn't you, Sherazade? I hear you used to tour all around Zemuria. It's true, but I wasn't just a dancer, I used to do tarot card reading, beast taming. But beast taming? That explains the whip. Should be fun to see a real pro in action. I'll try to live up to my reputation. No, the whip's the man taming. Of course, I'm not the only one here with experience on the stage, right, Estelle? Wait, really? Well, in a way. A long time ago I got to be in a play at the Genis Academy School Festival, that's all. So we know we're playing rival knights. And Joshua's the princess you were fighting over. Princess? Joshua in a dress, huh? That would have been a sight to see. And yet, I can picture it very easily. Another one has fallen to the Dorothy. She's not even here and she's getting more soldiers. This will be the end arc of Trails, I'm sure. Dorothy's soldiers. Quick, put all the men in dresses. Put all the main characters in dresses. They're like robots. I'm glad I stuck around to hear about this. Oops, did I say something I shouldn't have? Don't try to act all innocent now. Sherazade would obviously be great, but that Estelle's pretty good too, actually. I better make sure I bring my A game. This has to be a performance I can show Ilya and Rixia with pride. Looks like Sully's pretty fired up too. Whatever my position, backup dancer or something else, I'll rise to the challenge. And that means I'm leaving patrol in the city and dealing with Orcus Tower up to you. Well, we're about to begin that patrol. Oh yeah, Angela. Forget about Joshua for a second. I never thought I'd be performing on the same stage as Estelle. The dance we'll be doing seems pretty difficult. Oh well, I'll just do my best to enjoy things while we're performing. What are you up to? Ah, what a feast for the eyes! To be able to watch the dance and chorus practice right up close is like a fantasy come to life. I'm glad you're having fun. Try to pry your eyes off the performance and stay alert. You can hardly fault Angelica for enjoying her work, can you? Enjoying is an understatement. First there's the angelic chorus group, Altina, Kia and Ren. Well, you have eyes, you know they're adorable. Then there's Sully with her live, strong dancer's frame, and Estelle who's positively bursting with energy. And lest we forget the elegant, voluptuous Sherazade. One look from her could very well stop a lady's heart. To be able to ogle all of these ladies at near licking range under the pretense of guarding them. Licking range. This is truly what I was born for. My life's work and its great reward. Supreme bliss! I don't know if I've ever heard a more Angelica monologue. Yes, it gets more worrying every time. Altina and Sully look so cute when they're focused on work. I just want to wrap them both up in my arms. I need to contain myself, at least until the performance is over. And again, if a man says that, that man's in trouble. I see you guys are setting up the instruments. It almost feels as though I've walked into a modern music club meeting, and for good reason he's in trouble. I'm guessing you guys never figured you'd be the rhythm section for a show like this, though. Aye. I was a little more flexible, but Pablo and I are basically glued to our bass and drums, respectively. I'm just grateful to Elliot for letting us play a part in this. I really have no idea what this show is going to end up sounding like. Neither do I, but I do so look forward to finding out. Well, I'm never going to guess that the Modern Music Club stage debut will be on such a large venue. You know what though? That just means we've got to buckle down and practice like hell. I can't see ya. There you go, Steph. By the way, Valerie's helping out Tita. She's gone to the Opal store. Don't worry though, she'll be back soon. Tita's at the Opal store. Hey guys, what are you doing? Eugene, Celine, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on stage again. Break a leg. Thanks, we'll give it our best. If you're looking forward to just seeing us, you can only imagine how we must feel actually performing. We won't just give it our all. This is our all. Well, you certainly got the spirit to back it up. Funny how her name sounds just like Celine's. Just a coincidence, obviously. Still, can't help but feel a little attached to her thanks to that. If your name is Celine, I love you now. What, Reen? Okay. Don't pet her or anything. Head pats, Reen. There's another one added. Sure is nice to be around in my own body again. I'm feeling light as a feather. Yeah, same here. Guess those part-time jobs made for some decent trading too. Whose body are you using in the meantime? Sure is nice. That's the end of their dialogue. There's one last person to speak to. He who's sneaking a few shots in. Now this is a choice angle. I can take pictures of glamorous girls and classy dames. Can life get any better? Why do I start shooting from once the action really starts? Hey, you sure we can count on this guy? I know, but he's a great photographer, really. We don't need to worry. You're taking these photos to the Crossbell Times, correct? You might want to make sure that the pictures you take are all newspaper appropriate. Come on, man, you're talking to a professional here. My photos are guaranteed to catch the eye of our entire readership. Maybe a low-angle shot from the wings will do just the trick. Maybe my confidence is misplaced. Yes. I seriously never imagined I'd someday get to photograph the Ciel. That Sully girl, those big movements she makes are perfect photo material. I should scout some angles during their rehearsal. I guess they think the Andy thing is still funny. It's different cultures. It's the thing we always have to remember. We're judging things by our cultural standards, and our constantly changing cultural standards, I'd like to add as well. There's something going on in there, sub event. Bennett! What's going on? Carefully selected wheat, over fermentation. No, I don't want something typical. I want a breakthrough. Something spectacular. You'd win me over with some brown sourdough bread. I love that stuff lately. Bennett looks like she's having trouble with something. Perhaps we should leave her alone. Well, we'll leave her alone then. She wants something spectacular. She's thinking hard. Hey, were you guys just in the theatre? Are you with Ciel? Can I ask you some questions? I went on the old nets that they're doing a preview performance for a new show. Is it true? Looks like word's starting to get around already. I gotta hand it to him. Yeah, and it sure works fast. That's right, it's all true. Wow, really? No lie? The rumors were true. Hot dog! How about the stuff about military personnel getting free tickets? Free tickets? That's not fair! Oh, but that means you can get in, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess getting drafted wasn't so bad after all. Don't sweat it, Bornia. I'll ask around and see if I can get a ticket for you too. Oh, Tap, you're the best! Well, Ciel's fan base certainly is passionate. That's good news for us. I bet these two will let everyone know about the show. Also, the military getting free is perfect for what we're trying to do after all. Big news, huge news, gargantua class news. Ciel's putting on a new show. Excuse me a minute, I have to go tell everybody I've ever met about this. Oh, but wait, the more people who know, the harder it will be to get a good seat. I better keep it to myself. I hear Sully's taking the lead role this time around. They're going to feature some guest performers too. Risha won't be there, but I guess that's understandable given the circumstances. Ciel! We can't wait to see your show tomorrow. Break a leg! I'll never get used to break a leg, even though I know exactly what it means. I see a lot of people going back and forth around the theatre. Are they putting on some kind of show? How fortuitous. As a connoisseur of fine Erebonian opera, I simply must see how Crossbell's theatre compares. I see a lot of people going back and forth. No, same thing. How many districts? We've got 6. It's quite a lot for us to scan through. Some are smaller than the others, though. I wonder what's going on over the theatre. Maybe they're setting up for their next show. Yeah, seems that way. That's all happening tomorrow, so the rumours say. Oh my gosh, really? In that case, I better pull out all the stops. Feels like I'll need more time to perfect this new flavour, though. I thought I was onto something with those lingon berries from Sully's hometown in Northumbria, but I'm still trying to figure out how best to utilise them. Northumbrian lingon berries, huh? I've always thought they tasted great in some jam. Lingonberry jam, of course. Why nothing of that? Thanks for the tip. I'll see how it turns out. Don't mention it. Just save a jar for me. Okay, nothing to buy there. I mean, we could buy that because we obviously can't make it, so it might require something as most foodstuffs we've got. Got a bit to exchange in the future. I'm going to take a stab at making that lingonberry jam the second I get home. It could take some time before I can develop something I'm satisfied with, but that's all part of the process. When it's finished, I'd love to get Sully to try some. Ellie and Risha too. Well, let's go back to Barca. Time to Barca, is that what it said? Oh, welcome to Barca. Barca time! I probably shouldn't be saying this. Don't go thinking I'm unpatriotic, alright? But the fact is, I don't see the point in this war. It's got me kind of depressed, to be honest. I just want a break from it all. Maybe go and see that Ark and Ciel my Crossbell and customers talk about all the time. They sound nice. You're in luck. They're putting on a show tomorrow. Wait, seriously? That's what the rumors say. Well, I hadn't heard that. Some of my customers are real Ark and Ciel fanatics. Maybe you can ask them to tell me more. I've only ever heard stories about Ark and Ciel. The idea of getting to see them for real is pretty exciting. Some of my customers are real fanatics. They are indeed. Talk to you, Recruit Danny. Cornet, baby! Just listen for a sec. I only went inside to look around. I didn't do anything, honest. Only because you got caught. I bet you were planning to blow all the money we'd saved up. Or is there some other reason you opened up your wallet, huh? Well, it's like this. You're always saying we should put some mirror aside for murders, right? I was just checking to see if it was all there. Do you really think I'm gonna fall for that? You know what? Forget you. I'm out of here. You can just get married to the casino instead, since you obviously love it so much more than me. Man, you have any idea how hard I've been trying not to gamble off all our hard-saved mirror? Damn casinos and their glittery siren calls. Might have to cave and make them take a look inside today of all days. There's no way Cornet will want to marry me now. My boyfriend wrote me a letter about how hard he's been working and how much he misses me, so I thought I'd come and visit to surprise him. Oh no. But it turns out he's been living up at the casino the whole time. I don't know why I ever let Danny get so close to me. He can take back his ring for all I care. Oosh. Oof. Hey there, wanna play? Drop right into Barca and let the bright lights shine your troubles away. We've got drinks, games, everything you need to have a fun time. Oi, get out of my way, man. Body space. Drop right into Barca and let the bright lights shine your troubles away. I will. Except this, I can't go, I can't fit. It's a sub-event in here. It's further in. So the Geo for an X Sector 1? Why? Welcome to Barca Casino! Take some time out to forget all about the war and have fun! But don't forget to spend your mirror responsibly. Ooh. A present for Sharon. We've already got the scarf. How many do I need? I will buy you a present, Sharon. A glittering brooch. I think technically she's out with me currently. Yeah. They're in reserve. Everyone who's not performing. Oh, how lovely. This gemstone brooch is quite exceptional. I thought it might go well with your maid outfit. I should have given that to Anton for when they meet. Yes, I could pin it to my scarf. Thank you for the gift, Masterine. Perhaps I could give you this. But then I wouldn't get this shadow vivace. A necklace with black wings. Could this be... I wore it back when I wasn't known as Sharon. Please take it. May it serve you in some way. Thank you, Sharon. You can't go back now. You're stuck. Never go back to evil Sharon. Otherwise known as Kruger. So that has speed 12, evasion plus 12%, and magic attack evasion plus. That's pretty good. I don't know, somehow I think it might be better than that. It's got the evasion. It's got less stats. But with the speed 12 for even more moves, then technically we don't need to do that. Might put that on someone. That seems like a pretty good one. No, I was on a roll. How could it come up black? Should I switch to betting on black? No, I have to stay faithful. Red, put it on red. Faithful to a color, are you? You should have remained faithful. I don't know.